These are the Bajia sea nomads. They've lived in the ocean for hundreds of years and have evolved to have 50% larger spleens than regular people, allowing them to reportedly hold their breath underwater for up to 10 minutes and swim to depths of up to 200 feet. But why would anyone want to live in the middle of the ocean, vulnerable to...
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel. City boy! City boy! Man, this is just interesting to me. That's why we're here today. This is just freaking interesting to me. Yeah. Like, what the hell is going on? This is from Tyler Oliveira's channel. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. And if you leave a comment, let him know I sent you. I'll link him in the description and this original video. Typically, I try not to watch the full video, so there's something left for you guys to check out on his channel. But this just sounded so cool. I investigated the tribe of fish people that live underwater, right? Now, it sounds like you're saying they actually live underwater, but they're just always underwater. So, you know, anyways, I've never heard of them. I've never heard of the fish people. I've never heard of this. And the thumbnail was so compelling, right? So here we are. We're going to check it out. It looks like this is something a little less controversial too. Like, I like all his stuff, but like the one I did, the zombies, the one where I reacted to like the city of real life zombies, I had to edit so much out of there because YouTube is so crazy with the ad suitability stuff. But it's you still get the, like, it's just, anyways. He does a lot of controversial work because he's willing to go be a really good journalist and go cover things that people are scared to and that are very intriguing. And I give him all the props and respect, and keep it going, brother, man. And we want to support you from over here. So you guys go support his channel. If you're not familiar with what it looks like, here it is. This is him right here. Tyler Oliveira. I'm subscribed. Yeah. Hit that with a like. Let's go. Check this out. If you don't know who I am, I'm Black Pegasus. Welcome to the show. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Link in the description to my other channels if you want to rock with me on the interwebs. And here we go.
These are the Bajia sea nomads. They've lived in the ocean for hundreds of years and have evolved to have 50% larger spleens than regular people, allowing them to reportedly hold their breath underwater for up to 10 minutes and swim to depths of up to 200 feet. But why would anyone want to live in the middle of the ocean, vulnerable to the dangers of choppy water, lethal storms, and without access to healthcare, job opportunities, and formal education? Well, the majority of these people lack citizenship or have been evicted from their homes elsewhere and don't have any of the rights or protections of legal citizens in the countries that legally control the waters that they live in. And here in Wakatobi, they're often treated as second-class citizens by their Indonesian counterparts on the land and are viewed as lowly sea scavengers. How long can he hold his breath underwater?
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Okay, he's like a fish.
And in 2002, Wakatobi National Park was established in and around the Bajia people's pre-existing village, threatening their way of life by restricting the Bajia's ability to fish in their traditional fishing grounds. As ancient techniques and fishing practice are lost generation by generation, the Bajia people have turned to more environmentally destructive fishing methods like dynamite fishing and potassium cyanide poisoning, threatening the environment's coral reef and increasing the tension between the Bajia people and the Indonesian government here in Wakatobi. So
hold on. I don't get it. Why would they, like, I'm sitting here watching it like, oh, they have such a beautiful culture. They're one with nature. They're just fishing like, you know, like we've done in the past, you know, spear fishing. And then all of a sudden they throw in, what did he say? Potassium pellets? What the hell was that? That don't even, dynamite fishing? What the is that? That's crazy, man. Let's keep it moving, man. Damn, this is already a wild story. Wild and interesting.
How is this floating village holding up today, and how has the outside world affected them for better and for worse? After finding a Bajia native named Albar, who was born and raised in the floating village, he agreed to take me to his home and help me understand the Bajia's way of life and their current situation.
We're in the middle of the ocean. This is extremely remote. It took us several days to get out here. We're in the middle of nowhere.
Hello. Hi.
We're gonna hop up here and get to meet some people.
This is our improv hotel for the night. Very nice. Okay, so we're staying in his house back there. Very hospitable. Now, before we go diving with some of these legendary divers, I want to get a full tour of the village and see what's going on here.
1,200 people out here is quite a bit, given what it is. How do they build the town? Right?
You say the town.
It's a secret. Okay, it's a secret how they build the town and expand it. You can use your imagination. Of some guitarists, how long can you hold his breath underwater?
Berapa?
Hi.
1 menit.
1 minute.
Kadang paling 2 menit. Kalau menyelam 2 menit.
Okay.
Iya.
Can we bring him to the water tomorrow and test his skills? We want to see if we can find the person with the most breath on this village. Would you be interested?
We will try, man.
What time works for you? Morning tomorrow?
I practice first.
Okay,
Before I try.
Okay, tomorrow morning.
As I gathered as many divers as I could for an informal dive competition between the village, I wanted to understand how people lived on top of the ocean 24/7 and got the things they needed to survive without ever having to leave.
Looks like we have a bit of a shop right here. Some people doing laundry over there. What do you do out here?
Dagang es. Es blender.
What are the responsibilities of a Bajia mother?
Ya, memasak, mencuci.
How big is your family?
Anak ko tulungan.
Is life easy or hard out here?
Ya, tiru ni. Jara luang tahu ka di labo jaran tantang lawiru ni. Kadang niak, kadang sa.
Do most men fish? Carpentry? What is the most common job?
Nilai ngaringgi ngutta.
And we have the squid right here they were cooking. This will be lunch, dinner, breakfast right here. This is good stuff. What do the Bajia women do?
It's crazy because the closest thing I've seen to this was when I was in Thailand and went to the floating market. And it was just cool to be on the floating market and like everything kind of exists on this little waterway. But this is different. Like I'm saying that's the only thing close I've personally experienced with my own 2 eyes. And this is just wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Here, what are their responsibilities?
Pekerjaan kami po madapuran nih.
Working
Madatay mo po, biking anana,
bananas?
baby, bikin baby.
Is life easy or difficult here?
Belum ya, alok jadu.
And how big is your family?
Keluarga dami kami matambang nang.
Okay, right now I'm getting an informal house tour. Okay, we come inside. Thank you for having us.
Mari silahkan.
Beautiful living room. Hello, and these are her kids?
Dapur.
Hello. Whoa! And then you have beautiful outside view. Oh, toilet. Right here?
And in this house I stayed at, the bathroom is just a hole that goes straight into the ocean.
A different world completely we're walking through right now. This entire place is wild.
And the kids here still love playing soccer. But if the ball falls in the water, you jump in, grab the ball, and hope your neighbor didn't just take a dump. And just like the rest of Indonesia, most of the men here smoke like dogs.
Have you lived?
All right, I got to get some questions answered because I don't know how this works, and that's just interesting to me. Okay, we're talking with ChatGPT right now. I'm watching this documentary about a tribe called the Fish People who live on the water, and they're always in the water. It's stated that there are people who can hold their breath for almost 10 minutes because they've adapted to diving, etc., period. In this documentary, they go into a house, and it would seem that these people live on top of the ocean, and they pee and poop through holes in the ground in their house, period. Now, we know pooping in a river, which could be a water source for someone, could be very dangerous and cause disease. How does that work for people who live on the ocean? I'm totally lost. Is it okay to pee and poop in the ocean? In the sense, does that hurt the environment or cause disease? Very long-winded, but I get better answers from ChatGPT when I give my full thought. That's a really fascinating topic, and your curiosity is spot on. You're probably watching something about the Bajia people, often called sea nomads or fish people. They traditionally live on houseboats or stilt houses over the sea in places like the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Many of them are indeed expert free divers, have adapted biologically to their lifestyle, including enlarged spleens for holding breath longer underwater. Interesting. Now on to the poop and pee in the ocean question. Is it okay for the environment? Peeing in the ocean isn't generally harmful because urine is mostly water with salts and urea that ocean can dilute easily. Marine life even produces similar waste. The ocean has a vast capacity to absorb it. It mostly a non-issue in small amounts. Pooping is trickier. Feces contains bacteria, parasites, and undigested material. But when it's done in the open ocean, especially in places with strong currents in deep water, nature has a good system for breaking it down and dispersing it. Fish, crustaceans, and microorganisms help decompose waste in small scale. Traditional lifestyles like the Bajas, it's usually not enough to cause serious environmental harm because the population is small, the ocean is massive, there's no sewage concentration like you'd get in modern cities. Does it cause disease? If people drink or swim in contaminated water, like near stagnant coastal areas where many people defecate, yes, it can lead to disease. Okay, I kind of got the answer for my question. I just thought that was interesting. I wonder how pooping and peeing in the ocean would affect the ocean. Obvious. I just learned that urinating in the ocean doesn't really matter. Defecating would matter if it was at a large scale, but as long as it's at a small scale, it doesn't seem to matter. But you definitely don't want to be swimming or around defecation, even if it is in the ocean. That's what I got from that.
Lived here your entire life.
Oh, masih anak-anak mandi tu.
Were there more fish when you were a child?
Para dah ya. Sekarang itu baru ubah ya.
When were the roads built to connect all the houses?
Masih mantan dulu tu.
Yes.
Dulu kan ni ajang pasal kami orang tu mah kita takut bangun apa kat atas berumah ni.
Okay, you used to have to swim from house to house before the government put these roads in. How deep could he dive?
Wah, aku mah dahulu 10 lupa kampi kat dia.
Wow. What is the technique you use to catch fish? Spear fishing, net fishing, big ship, explosives?
Dia jenis mesti ngaringi.
Ah, net fishing.
Net fishing.
Okay. Do you know who Donald Trump is?
Dana.
Ya, aku boleh tak ada bang.
Okay, pretty refreshing actually. Do you know who Mr. Beast is?
Ya.
Do you know Michael Jackson?
Shamona.
Look at him. He's got moves. Bye-bye. Bye. Hello. Hello.
That's crazy. Out of all those big figures they named, they didn't know any of the modern figures, but they knew Michael Jackson, which tells you the incredible power of music. All right, I'm going to scroll through this a little bit. Y'all know I don't want to just jack all of his content. I really want to go to the part where they do the test on the divers who can hold their breath how long.
Out here, compared to when he was a boy, is it more difficult to fish now?
Difficult.
It's difficult.
Right now. Yeah.
Ask him, why is it difficult?
Because so many people, fishermen coming from outside, from the big island, but so many people, so many fishermen came in here,
I see.
and they catch a lot of fish.
Do many people do dynamite fishing or the potassium chloride stuff? Is that common or somewhat rare?
So many people use a bomb.
Many people.
And while most of the houses are now connected by makeshift bridges or wooden planks, some houses like this one stand alone in the water, only accessible via boat or by swimming.
Right here is Lauda's house. It is only accessible via boat because the bridge is broken. Lauda! I like your house.
This is Lauda and his brother. Rumor has it they're some of the best divers here. But before we see them dive and hunt underwater like fish, I'm curious how long the village can hold their breath underwater.
For the most part, these guys are underwater for as long as they need to be. This is a hunting skill, not showmanship. We want to see what their maximum breath capacity is.
Basically, a spleen can hold fresh oxygenated blood, and the larger your spleen is, the more fresh oxygenated blood that organ can hold, which technically extends your body's ability to stay underwater longer. So it's said that in certain Bajia families, the spleen is 3 times larger than average humans.
We don't have the ability to run an MRI or an X-ray on these guys, so we're gonna test them in the water right now. I told everyone here if they can hold their breath for 2 minutes, I'll give them 150,000 rupees. We just want to incentivize them to see if they can just stay there, hold their breath, obviously without hurting themselves. All right. We're gonna have a weighted vest around the individual so they can just sit there and hold their breath, but not too heavy, obviously, to drown them. Okay, he's putting on the weighted vest. He'll be our first diver. Let's see how long he can hold it. They are ready for the diving competition. He's on.
This is about to be lit. I'm excited. I'm really curious. This is crazy.
Okay, the timer has begun. 31, Not that impressive. He's under. "25 seconds. Not very much."
Bro, I could do that. Like, I'll keep it real. I actually can do, I could probably do that. I'm not even joking. I'll probably hold my breath on this camera for y'all for 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay, go.
He's under. "38. I'm gonna guess the chain smoking out here is probably not helping their dive times and lung capacity, but I could be wrong. Okay, now we have the head boss. Lauda's brother, what's your name? Gabe is in. $120. These two siblings did the best thus far.
But what the Bajia people don't have in lung capacity, they do have in diving and spearfishing skills.
Okay, Undu, how long have you been diving?
Dah masih madiki.
How many minutes can you hold your breath underwater?
Di kuliah dah minit.
How deep can you go underwater?
10. Walu.
How do you like living here in the village atop the water?
Karena gampang miang.
In a couple of years, do you ever see yourself moving out of the village and going to a bigger city, or will you live here forever?
Bisa.
Kevin,
Yeah.
you're Undu's older brother?
Ya.
Okay.
Okey.
How deep can you dive underwater?
7.
How long can you hold your breath underwater?
Tidak cukup 1 minit. Dah minggu main dulu. Dah jah. 2 jam.
Okay, let's do this. Undu and Kevin are gonna jump in and do what they typically do underwater. Dive, spearfish, hold their breath, utilize.
All right. I held my breath for 1 minute and 4 seconds. Swimming's different, though, because you're using your body, so your body uses more oxygen. But I'm pretty sure even with using more oxygen, I would be able to do like what they were doing. 30 seconds that's just crazy. So anyways, let's keep it rolling. Let's go. I don't know why I just tried that, but that was good. That was good. Feel good. I do feel like I could have went a little longer if I really got focused. So who knows?
Their Bajia skills. Break a leg, Dan. Are the people as good at diving as they once were, or is it kind of a dying tradition?
The budget people have a skill like this traditional, use Google, not much like this, and they make it their spearfishing by handcrafts.
50, 60 years ago, like your father's time or your father's father, were there many more divers than there are now?
More now.
More now. He found a fish.
Yes.
What?
It's very catch.
Okay. Wow, that was quick.
But the skills shown by some of the more middle-aged dudes here in diving and spearfishing was so impressive that it looked like it was second nature to them.
Okay, that's 2 fish already in less than 5-6 minutes. Amazing, good job. Very quick, good job.
Good.
Wow, you got another one. 3 down already. Oh! Ah! He's amazing. Let's see the fish. What is it called? Dodo.
Dodo. Bahasa Baju dodo.
Can we eat it tonight?
Ya enak dibakar.
Yeah, okay.
Ya.
Ah! Undu's catching fish left and right. So many fish so quickly. Very good.
Yes.
What is that fish's name?
Alalas.
Alalas. Oh, smooth.
Ya, smooth. Pada kuda giginya.
Oh.
Ayam.
Oh, whole torn straight through him.
These guys are beasts.
Is it tough to catch up with him?
Oh man, Dad especially can just get down there. He's got his traditional goggles, which are cool.
Yeah.
They don't suction cup. They're made of wood and glass, and they literally just, it's the pressure of going down deep that holds them against your face.
Whoa.
It's pretty awesome.
Makes it look a little too easy.
These guys are small though. A lot of this is fished out, and but you get quantity, you still eat.
So we're seeing the effects of overfishing out here.
I think so.
How are you able to dive so well while you smoke 1 pack a day?
Tidak ada.
While spearfishing is certainly one way to catch a bunch of fish, those who are often more desperate and less talented at diving have been driven to more high-risk, high-reward methods. Dynamite fishing is an extremely dangerous yet effective technique where the user...
This is just crazy. The one thing I think is interesting, though, and I'm not advocating for smoking. Don't smoke. I don't smoke, whatever. But there is an argument. I don't know if they roll their own tobacco, but there's an argument that nicotine can have some beneficial attributes. I believe nicotine. Hold on, let me just ask. Let me not be a doofus because I got all the answers at my fingertips. Is nicotine in tobacco? Nicotine is one of the active ingredients in tobacco. So there's what I've been seeing is there's an argument that there's benefits from nicotine and a lot of stuff that is, from the smoking stuff. Again, I'm clarifying, saying medical advice. I'm not saying smoking is good, but the manufactured cigarettes have so many chemicals and so many different things. That's what makes them even worse for you. But I forgot which person I heard talking about. Like, I think it's the Spirits brand who lacks all that stuff. And, I'm not saying there's benefits to smoking. I'm just saying it's different when you're not smoking all the chemicals that's in Marlboro, that's in Camel, that's in Newports, etc. If you're just rolling up some tobacco and smoking it, it might have a little different of effects. We'll leave it at that because I'm not trying to deal with YouTube's, medical policies or whatever. I'm just saying there's some arguments that there is a difference between just rolling papers that are clean and putting natural tobacco and smoking it that way versus, the corporate chemicalized cigarettes that you get at the grocery store.
Throws a homemade bomb into the ocean that explodes and creates a shockwave in the water that kills countless fish instantly.
Have you ever almost blown yourself up while dynamite fishing?
Yeah,
Do you know anyone who is...
I bet it kills a coral too. I'm going to leave this for your guys' imagination because that's just kind of sad if we're keeping it real. Go check out the full video on his channel if you really want to know.
I was grow up here, but in 1980.
What do you remember as a boy?
The houses separate each other.
Walking path?
Rich, when we visit to the neighbor, swimming, and then talking under house. It's like, for example, like that. Yeah.
Okay, and how many people lived here when you were a boy?
When I boy here, almost 200.
200. And now we have how many?
1,003.
Yo, the host of this is having some type of allergic reaction. I don't know if he has skin issues or if he's having this looks like hot flashes. His legs are just, look at this. I'll bring it on the screen. Ill. That's what's crazy about traveling to other countries. But y'all see that? His legs are super irritated from something. Anyways, dude, I love this. I love this kind of stuff. I'll keep dropping stuff like this over here if you guys are interested and rock with me with them. But there's parts that I skimmed over so you guys can go see the full original video on his channel if this interested you. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is cool. And I was kind of let down. I was hoping to see some divers do like 2-4 minute dives. I think we saw the one dude do over a minute, which is pretty impressive, but not for the beginning, the intro. I was like, oh yeah, show me the way. But again, you can see these people's lifestyles are changing. Like, even though with more people there, more population, modernizing things, it's unique to see. It's actually sad because the oceans, and I eat fish and stuff from time to time. I don't eat it that much because of all the mercury that's being found in fish, but they're saying that's going to be one of the things hit the hardest is seafood because of the level we fish and harvest the seafood. So we'll see. Anyways, you guys let me know what I got, what I missed. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
City boy, city boy.